One of the things that I am doing a lot these days is I am trying to finally put together the perfect agenda, the perfect flow for our second annual ORaaT celebration. What I want to do in this conversation is share that with someone I know, trust, and respect, get her feedback, also poke a little fun, highlight that I got a spot for her. But let's dig in with the one and only Anna Kelly. How you doing, Anna?
I am doing great. It's so good to be here, and I'm excited to hear about what you have planned.
So I get it all the time. I'm gonna just ask you right up front so you can tell everyone. I get asked all the time, is Anna coming? Is Anna coming? Is Anna coming? So please tell the agreement you have with your children so we can just get past that.
Yes, so I hope that I'm coming, but I told Michael last year, I made a promise to my kids when I retired because unfortunately I did miss a lot of their stuff. With four of them, it was just very difficult. But I traveled a lot, I spoke at a lot of events, and unfortunately I did miss some of my kids' events. So I gave them my word that if I was asked to speak at something or had to travel for business, I would not miss their events, especially important events. So that's a promise that I made. So I always have to tell everyone that asks me to speak at something, I hope so, maybe, but I got to wait until I see their final tournament schedule between hockey, gymnastics, etc. Now that two are out of the house, the only thing I really have going on in February, which is I think when you always have it, is my daughter usually has a major gymnastics event around the same weekend. So that's why I didn't come last year. And if I don't have a gymnastics tournament that I need to be at, then I will plan to be there and would love to see everybody. But that's if I'm not there, please know I fully support it. I would love to be there and I eventually will make it. The question is it going to be next year? I don't know yet because I don't have their final schedule yet for February,
Yeah.
but
I love the fact that you made that commitment. You're sticking to it. I know the
Mhm.
demands on your time, but being a present mom is the most important thing. So I
It
appreciate
is.
that. You do go to a lot of events, and I thought I would just share with you kind of the flow that I'm thinking about with my
Sure.
events. I will highlight that my events are kind of different than probably you've been to a lot of. First and foremost, not a single person, myself included, will be selling anything. I think a lot of people were surprised by that last year. Nobody was selling anything. And second, when I allocate roughly an hour, I think 50 minutes per speaker, half that time is kind of a presentation on a topic, and you're going to see those topics momentarily. But the other half, I have a microphone in the aisle where people can line up and ask their specific question of that person on stage. Because again, a lot of people, as you will see coming to my event, are weekly guests. And a
Mhm.
lot of them are, frankly, people think of them as friends or sometimes celebrities. And I want to give the audience a chance to ask or ask several questions of anybody they want. So that's really what makes my community different, besides 6 hours of networking and feeding everybody and all of that stuff. So, you ready to go?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I think it's really important. I've only been to really one event where people had the opportunity to do that, and I think it was really, really powerful. I actually spoke at an event, the investor community. I saw that you just had
Yeah.
Liz
Yep.
Faircloth on the show. I didn't get to listen to the full episode yet, but I have it on my watch later playlist, right? Because
Yep.
I love both of you two and respect y'all both a bunch. But we did that at the Investor Con in June for women and I was a speaker, and a few people had a chance to ask me a question. Then I also asked another speaker a question that really helped me to get unstuck in something that I was thinking about. So I think those are really powerful opportunities because why do people really come? Yes, sure, to hear people speak and to learn, but really it's about the connections and the network and how they can
Yeah.
help you. So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. And one of the things that people saw last year, and they will undoubtedly going forward, is my community is really one of family. I mean, the people in my community have probably been watching me for years, probably have
Mm.
seen hundreds, if not thousands, of our videos. And people really get that connection. So getting face to face is really cool. All right. So what are we doing? Again, I'll get on stage right at the open. We do start early. Saturday is a long day. Just say it right up front. We go 12 hours, 8 to 8. It starts early. I'll get on stage, kind of lay of the land, what's coming up. Restrooms are here, food is here. Just give everybody kind of a flow of where we're at. We are going to have 400 people. We're going to maximize the capacity. Last year we had
Wonderful.
300, so we're going to do 400. The first thing I'm going to do, and actually it'll be the first thing both days, is I'm bringing up a couple, husband and wife, to talk about their journey. Last year, Jason and Jen Pritchard did an amazing job of kind of going through their old emails and text and just revisiting the early years. I thought that was so wonderful for a couple, husband and wife, to get up there and have a little fun with each other and joke and reminisce about the
Mhm.
good old days. And then again, allow the audience, because a lot of the audience will be couples, and they'll be able to ask questions. And again, the other thing that's really unique about my events is the speakers are there for the event. They don't just fly in, fly out, right? Like you see some of these big timers. So these speakers that are going first will be there all weekend, and so that's where we're going to start. Then we're going to kind of go into a topic that last year Casey from Brick by Brick Wealth held, and that's just making it happen. In this case, this individual, someone I've had on the channel a couple of times, follow him on Twitter or X. He started out making $6 or $7 in a movie theater. He's established an eBay reselling business to raise capital. And just by doing that, never having a high tech job, never making a bunch of money, he does live in the Midwest. He was able to build a portfolio and retire.
Wow.
I want to just show people that it doesn't matter where you are, all of us can take steps to kind of move forward. Um, and then
Absolutely.
those two presentations will take us to our first break. First break will be about 20 minutes. How are we doing so far?
Awesome. Looks great.
Next up, again, we'll have a lazy landlord up there that's really talking about time and money. This is a portfolio that's in, the 15, 16, 17 range, not focused on, on 1,000, not focused on 100, was always thinking about the minimum units required to earn financial freedom, kind of a complete opposite of what you hear on folks from Bigger Pockets and all of that. It's just like, hey, I got to my number, I got to my thing. Now I'm thinking time versus money equation, and the most important thing is time.
Yeah.
Uh, Next, one of the things that is going to happen is a lot of my millionaire guests who were speakers last year will be coming out, but I'm not going to have a specific spot for them. But I'm going to have a 90-minute session for all of my weekly guests who don't have speaking spots to go on stage, get their kudos, get questions, share a little bit, and really celebrate them. Because again, I want people that come out, they're spending, I don't know, $1,000 to come to the event just for travel. My millionaires clearly will get a free ticket. It's not what I'm saying, but they'll still spend money. I don't pay anybody to come. So
Mhm.
it's very important for me, like Casey will come back, she said, and Adrian and Omar are coming. So they're gonna get a speaking slot. And then that will take us to our first networking, 2 hours of lunch. This year, I will feed everybody, not only VIP, which I fed last year, but I will also feed general admission. It just allows more time for networking. Last time I
Yeah.
felt general admission was a little bit laxed on networking because people were going all over for food. So I'm going to remove that burden and make sure
Yeah.
everybody is fed, but also everybody has a chance to maximize those 2 hours. So that gets us through lunch.
Yeah, I think that's great. Personally, if I'm going to travel someplace, especially like if it's not in a major shopping strip with lots of restaurant choices, like when I go to an event and
Yeah.
there's not lunch, it's kind of like, okay, well, what do we do? How do we get food? Where do we go?
Yeah.
It is stressful sometimes on participants. So I think it's all worth it, even if you have to charge a little more for the ticket, like to
Yeah.
provide lunch for everybody is so important. It makes everybody feel cared for and it allows that opportunity to network, not get lost trying to figure out where they're going to go. So
Mhm.
I think that's wonderful. And are you going to have a separate like VIP that can sit with the speakers or you just have everybody kind of sit everywhere?
No, VIP, the facility we have has a large room that the VIPs and speakers will be in. That's kind of one of the differences. I'm feeding the speakers in the VIP section. There will be
Yeah.
round tables, typically 8 a set. There'll be one speaker at each table.
Yeah.
And then again, networking. And then general admission, there's another very big room and some auxiliary rooms that will feed them as well. So everybody will be
Yeah.
fed tables, not just
That's
standing
wonderful.
up. So yeah,
Yeah. And those
it does
VIP
cost big money.
tickets, for sure, and those VIP tickets are worth it, to be able to sit with speakers and get your chance to sit with them one-on-one and ask them at least a question or two, so that can be
Absolutely.
very, very, beneficial for sure.
Absolutely. So I am working in a couple of surprise speakers. I'll tell you who this one is off air, not recorded. But there
Okay.
is somebody very important in my world that wants to get up and speak. So they're going to have a chance to speak there.
Awesome.
Next, I'm going to bring up somebody who's been on my channel a couple of times. But I'm going to talk about, um, she left a big job. She went to school, got a law degree. She worked in law for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years and left it to become an entrepreneur and a real estate investor. So we're going to talk about what was that like? I mean, because again, you go to school, you rack up that student debt, you do all those things, and what are you doing? Right? You worked for this all your life, and now you're pivoting. So we're going to talk about that because I think there's a lot of people that think about that.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to do something very unique. This is the first time we're doing it. Was not done last year, and it was a mistake on my part. I'm going to create some awards and recognition for audience members, right? So people who made an impact on one rental at a time. They're going to get their chance on stage. They're going to get an award. They're going to get some recognition. I don't know how many of these will be, 5 to 10 perhaps. But yeah, there are some people in my community that deserve recognition, and I
Yes.
want to make sure they get that. So that will be a part
That's
of it.
great.
Again, that'll be more money spent. Then a break, and then a keynote. I have yet to lock down a keynote. I'll tell you who I'm targeting right now, or after we record. But we do have a keynote going for over an hour that will close out day one, and then again, second chance for networking. Again, same deal. VIP in their section, general admission. Right about 7 o'clock or 7:15, we will come together to celebrate, have cupcakes and cakes and all of that. Maybe give a speech or two. But yeah, we'll have a chance to all be together for dessert and things of that nature. So that's day one. 12 hours of
Jam
content,
packed.
questions, networking. Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yes. Yes. Very.
All right. So day two, kind of a mirror. We're going to go and have opening remarks again by me. And then like day one, we're going to have a couple. This couple it comes up, been on the channel once or twice, has their own YouTube channel. They're on their 6th, 7th, or 8th house hack. And we're going to talk about all the different choices they've made, why house hacking has led to financial freedom, the
Yes.
good, bad, and the ugly, the choices they've made. They've lived in some very, very small footprints, but obviously now well worth it. We will have a focus section on out-of-state investing. Out-of-state investing will be a topic. Again, not something I do, but something I think is warranted. You can do it right, can do it wrong. And
Yes.
like Saturday, that'll lead right to a break. So far, so good.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, I think both of those are really important topics. I will tell you, I get more questions about um, how do I out of state invest and how should I house hack than almost anything else. So if you can, listen to experts on that, they'll definitely help you out as an investor.
Yeah. And then last year we had the one and only CEO, Sean Cannell from Think Media, come out, talk about building content, building a brand. One of the things that we've heard from lots of folks, experts on my channel, is being out there on social media has brought deals, brought money, brought opportunity. So I'm having another content expert come back, talk about how they built a brand in less than a year. So he will be there. Then I'm going to bring on people that are on my channel a lot. We'll have a tools panel, again, kind of like the millionaire panel. We'll bring on people like Dana, CEO of Hemlane, Lance Lambert from Resi Club, people that have been on my channel who have a specific expertise. Give them a chance to get some recognition, some love, answer some questions. That will roll into 45 minutes of our lender panel. Again, Velocity Mortgage, Convoy Home Loans, Matt the Mortgage Guy. Give them an opportunity to get some time and some time in the sun. Again, kind of a thank you, a give back, all of that. And again, right into a 2-hour lunch. So far, so
Yeah,
good.
sounds great.
Then we will have another surprise speaker. Again, I'll probably tell you this one off air when we're not recording, but this is a young lady who has a tremendous story, one that I think should be screamed from the hills. She was a teenage mother of 2 that through some choices of hers made some plans and became financially free in a very short order. Again, the odds were not with her, but again, through some very just disciplined choices, she was able to get there. Then mental health. One of the participants in last year's event, Fred, um, was just very in tune, some asking questions. I had him on the channel. He's a mental health and a pasture expert, all the way from Alaska. Uh, he's going to come out and really talk about how to help people kind of take self-evaluation, because
Yeah.
again, we have so much coming at us and there's so much doom in all of this. And I really thought it would be important for folks, because again, you get all jazzed and energized at events like this, but if we don't give you some tools to help you stay in that state,
Yeah.
it will be missed. And again, Fred, excuse me, is going to be there all the time and help people. And then Anna, there's this little yellow box that could have your name in it.
That sounds like a good spot right before the break. People they're over their food coma and
Mhm.
they want a break. So, yes. And you know what I was thinking? Whether it's me or whether it's not me, I think this would be a really good time to talk about strategies that work in every type of economy.
Like it. Look at that. You're already building the
Because
presentation.
I'm like, that's the one thing I was thinking. There isn't anything there that's economic. Like, it's all
Yeah.
economics, but like,
Yep.
really like the tools for doing that. And that's something that's near and dear to both of our hearts. So I think that
Yes.
should be like not the where are we in the economy, but this is
Yeah.
what strategies work really well at different times. And this is how you might maybe about pivoting
Yeah.
during different things in the economy and, local economies and regional and those kind of things. Cause I think that
Yeah.
that's always just top of mind for, the students that come to me is like,
Yeah.
am I doing the right thing? Should I pivot? Should I do Airbnbs right now? Should I do multifamily? Should I flip houses? So maybe something like that, I'll say you should plug in there,
I
maybe
like it.
with my name on it. So I'll let you
Yes.
know.
Yes. Well, I mean, again, I am hopeful that we get you all weekend. But one of the things I was thinking about, you know what, if we put this late on one of the days, maybe she could just fly in that morning. And maybe
True.
we're only asking for one day. So that again, kind of selfish, kind of setting you up a little bit. But I did
That's
want to
okay.
plant some seeds and, of course,
Yes.
have some fun.
And I'll just tell your guests, like I told you, or all the viewers, like I told you right before the show, I actually looked up the date this last week because I was like, I'm already thinking about this is coming up. I need to see if it conflicts. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
But
we'll
it looks
close it.
like an amazing weekend. So
Yeah. Yeah. Close a break and then closing thoughts. That will just be me kind of wrapping it up. And then the other thing I am doing for, my millionaire guests like yourself and people that are speaking is, I don't know if you saw this, but I spent 12 grand last year creating a top notch, podcast room. So what
oh,
I'm doing is
awesome.
allowing people that are speaking to come in and get some podcast time. And again, I'm giving them the content. So like
Right.
Jason's going to interview some people, Casey will interview some people. So again, if you come out and you want to create content, you could be a host, or you'll likely, I know you'll be a guest on a couple of shows. But again, it's just another way for me to give back for people that are, spending money coming out. So
I think
I, I'm
that's
doing
awesome.
I'm doing everything I can to make the day fun for everybody. So this is day 2.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So what do you think? You coming?
Maybe.
She's like, stop asking already. I've already told you 100 times.
I know. And I love that you do. And I love I read the comments on our shows and most of them are really nice. And I love when people are saying, "Are you coming in February? Are you coming?" So I saw one of those comments and I was like, "Oh, yep, that's coming up. I better look." So it's near and dear to my heart, this
Yeah.
community, and that's why I come every week. And so I hope that I can be there. But if not, it's a good reason
Yeah.
and you know where to find me. And there
Yeah.
will be more, there will be more. So
Exactly. Exactly. Anna, you're amazing. I'm just having fun.
thank
I
you.
fully
I know.
support your decision. Where
I
can people find you?
You can find me on your show and my playlist on your channel. You can find me on social media at Anna Kelly REI Mom. And if you're interested in real estate coaching, consulting, potentially for accredited investors, passive investments, you can find me at AnnaKellyInvesting.com.
Thank you so much.